Hey everyone, it's Cliff here, and I wanted to do a little discussion about something that recently just happened. And that would be a young man walked into a church, sat down with the congregation, prayed with the congregation, and later on during the same service, pulled out a gun and shot 9 people based solely on their skin tone, their race. That's all. And it's a horrific event, but we have to remember that it's a very rare, shocking event. This is something that doesn't happen every day. This is something that offends us in such a way because it is something that we know that most human beings would not do. Most human beings are good, loving, caring, moral people, and we all know this. So that's why it's horrific. Because of this terrorist, now there are a lot of people afraid to go to their churches or to wherever they typically go because they don't feel safe. But the fact is, we are safe. The murder rates are going down, violent rates are going down in the United States. Please don't let the actions of one deranged nut change your life. Please don't do that. Now, I've heard some people yelling that he should get the death penalty. I've heard some members of I've heard some political members say that, and it repulses me because you can't kill another human being to prove that killing is wrong. This man deserves life in prison to think about what he's done. And when he's in prison, the one thing I would love to tell him is this. When you're sitting there and you've had enough time to think about what you have done, you're going to feel sorry, and you're going to feel horrific, and you're going to want forgiveness. And the fact is, talking to a supernatural deity will not get you any forgiveness. When you harm someone, you have to ask for forgiveness from those you have harmed. You can't just do the easy magical slap on the wrist thing, say that you've prayed, say that God forgives you, and then go about your day, because there are families in mourning. There are families you have just violated to the extreme. The whole church family has been violated. You have to seek forgiveness from those you have harmed, no one else. Those are the people you need forgiveness from. Those are the people you don't deserve forgiveness from, but those are the people you should try to get forgiveness from, because that's the only way you will get forgiveness. I think he deserves life in prison without parole. No chance of getting out in solitary confinement. Let him stay there. Let him think about what he's done for the rest of his life, and let him stay far away from all of us. That's what we need. The other thing I'm seeing are calls for boycotts or bans. Boycotts, I'm absolutely for all the time because it doesn't take away anyone's choice. I'm against bans, and the two bans that I would like to talk about really quick. The first one is the Confederate flag. If we take the Confederate flag and we place it right next to the United States flag, we have to realize something. The flags mean little to nothing. It's the ideas behind the flags that mean everything. Banning a flag doesn't ban an idea. It doesn't. That idea will always be there. And because you're taking away a warning sign, because let me say this flat out, the Confederate flag does not mean 100% flat out, this person's a racist. They can enjoy the flag for many other reasons. There can be different ideas behind symbols, because that's all it is, a symbol. If we ban this flag, the people who are truly racist will continue to have the flag. They just will. I mean, they'll fight the power and they'll make it a First Amendment issue, and they will rightfully win because it's a First Amendment issue for them to portray a flag. It's their First Amendment right to say racist things. I mean, it's just their First Amendment right. But to ban it outright, I mean, I can understand banning it from the state capital if enough voters say no, because that's fine. But to ban it in the state, to ban it on license plates, all of that it doesn't make any sense, because I'd rather have a person be open and comfortable with their racism then somebody hide it. Because if you hide something so vile, it's going to fester and it's going to mold, and you're going to pass it on to your children, and no one will ever have a clue. But if someone, let's hypothetically say my uncle, if my uncle says something racist, I can say, no, you're wrong. Here's the science behind it. Here's why you're wrong. You should feel bad. And his idea could completely change, or he could call me a nutter and walk away, but there's a chance there. Now, if my uncle has racist ideals, and he comes up to me and says nothing about them, I will never, ever, ever assume that he has those ideals, and I will never be able to change his mind. He will pass those down to future generations with his children and their children and whatnot, and he'll probably even say, remember, this has to be kept quiet because they don't understand us or whatnot, blah, 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 all of that nonsense. I would rather see blatant, outspoken racism than muddled, quiet racism, because at least then we know where to target our energy. We know that person's wrong, and because racism is just easy to show as complete bunk, we can do that. We can go over to them and show them why they're wrong. The second would be the Second Amendment issue. Whenever there's a shooting like this, people want to take away guns. They do. And what it leads to, I'm going to go both sides. Liberals want to ban guns. What does this mean? This means people get afraid and they go out and they buy more guns. And they go out and they buy more bullets, and it's a repeating cycle. If you go back to any big shooting, look at the sales of guns. It's nothing, shooting. There's a proposed ban on guns, boom, sales skyrocket because people want to own their guns. Because, once again, most people are good, moral, caring people. And you can't take away, you cannot take away an item from a society of mostly good people, because the very few would abuse it and use it in the wrong, evil way. You cannot do that. You have to trust people. You have to understand that the mass majority of people are good, moral, caring, loving individuals. You cannot punish good, loving individuals for the actions of a few nutters. I personally don't own a gun. I don't see any fascination with guns. I'm not a gun nut or anything. But I understand that most people who have guns do know how to use them. They don't use them improperly. They're safe. They put them in a safe place. They lock them up. They keep them away from their children. So I can't be behind banning a weapon. Well, let's be honest, it's a tool that can be used as a weapon. I'm going to call it a weapon for brevity's sake. You can't ban a weapon that most people use safely for self-defense, that most people buy hoping that they will never have to use. You can't take that away from legal law-abiding citizens because of a few people. Because that's prohibition, and that will just get the bad people who still want guns to go. One more law to break. So I can't be behind either of those. It's a horrific event, and my thought goes out to all of the families in that congregation, everyone who's been touched in some way from these horrific actions, and just know that we, as a world, I'm sure, are out there sending you love and the best wishes, and hoping that you find comfort, and hoping that you can eventually get back to your normal lives and find the beauty in life again. Okay, that was me and my nutty thoughts, so just want to say I love all of you guys. If you disagree with me, that's 100% fine, but please let me know why. Please tell me what I'm wrong about, because I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to expand my thoughts and beliefs. You guys all have a wonderful day, and be safe. Remember that it is safe out there. Remember that most people are kind, moral, loving people. And for every one nutty mass murderer, there's going to be a million incredible, loving people. When you see on the news them talk about that one guy over and over again, I want you to think about how many people, when this happened, sent an immense amount of love to the community, because that's what we need to focus on. We need to spread positivity. We need to show love to those in need. We do not need to glorify a terrorist. We do not need to glorify a terrorist. We do not need to glorify a terrorist in the media. Thank you all. Love you and have a wonderful day, okay? Bye.